Myself.
Not everybody said.
Alright, while I'm passing this out, so Owen kind of shared with us, but did anyone else go to homecoming?
No.
No one else went? Owen's the only
I
one?
was not with that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Alright,
I was at work.
you work? Where
I
do you
was
work?
racing their bikes.
Okay, everyone's gonna get a chance, so let's start with Owen, because I know he wants to tell us about homecoming.
Well, firstly, before that I was busy. So on Friday I had the football. There's a football game, obviously. I went to for marching band. After that, I went to a friend's house for about like two or 3 hours. We had all messing around. We talked about stuff that you would not want to hear.
Yeah, I probably don't want to hear it.
Exactly. And then on Saturday, I went to homecoming with a girl.
So you had a good weekend overall.
And Sunday actually did pretty something.
Hey, and then you were ready to go today, right?
Yeah.
Because you rested yesterday?
I sweat.
What?
I sweat. It's like wet.
I don't know. It shouldn't be. Alright, and then so Connor, you worked this weekend. Where do you work?
I never worked this weekend. I worked on Saturday.
Well, that's this weekend. So where do you work?
McDonald's, Kingsville.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I was in the back.
What do you do? Like, do you prepare the food? Do you put it in the bags?
Like, you know how people like order like they give me like the money and shows the check.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you work with the money at like the first window, right? That's cool. Do you like it?
Yes.
Nice.
Are you nervous?
Nope.
What if you get robbed, bro?
There's actually one thing to keep the window safe. There's like a little lock on the side thing, and on the left side of the window, like there's another lock.
So you guys have to keep it locked if you're not using it
No. At night.
at night. Got it.
So nobody wakes it.
Nice.
But what would be the point that someone just grab a plate and flick it?
I don't know. All right, Josh. What about you? What'd you do this weekend?
I didn't go to homecoming.
You didn't go? You didn't want to? You don't like to dance?
I like to dance, I just didn't want to go.
Oh, okay. So what'd you do?
I went to my new grandparents' house in Warren.
They just moved into a new house?
Yeah.
Did you like it? Did you guys have fun? Well, that's cool. What'd you guys do?
We did basically nothing.
Yeah. Play any games, like board games or anything?
We didn't have Wi-Fi until the next day.
Oh, because they were just moving in.
Yep.
Nice. What about you, Martin? What'd you do this
I
weekend?
was up at Dad's house.
Yeah, what'd you guys do?
Mostly just like relax and like I was being like seeing his family around.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Browns game this weekend.
You didn't watch it? Well, that's okay. You didn't miss anything.
Okay.
If you watched it, it would have been annoying. I know. All right. What about you, Cam? What'd you do this weekend? Nothing. You had to have done something.
No.
Did you watch the Browns game? What? Unfortunately, you did. Did you watch Ohio State game? Honestly, I think if you watch Ohio State games, that at least makes you feel better about the Browns because we're pretty. I think we're gonna win a national championship this year. What about you? What did you do this weekend? Race?
Friday, I left school at 10:30. Saturday, went racing. Sunday,
Relax.
it's cold outside. I rode dirt bikes again, but with my brother.
So that was more fun. That was like not a competition, just like for fun.
It's
Or
still
you guys
competition.
yeah, you guys compete anyways.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Billy? What'd you do this weekend?
We went camping. Yeah, they went all out for a Halloween party out there.
Oh, that's cool. I know. Can you guys believe it's already October?
Yeah.
Oh,
Almost October
Mr.
30th.
Dare, my teacher, Mr. Dare, said like Thanksgiving is coming up so fast that you can believe it.
I know. It's crazy. The holidays are starting.
Or Halloween, is it? Or Thanksgiving?
Halloween's first, then Thanksgiving,
And then Christmas.
and then
When's
Christmas.
Christmas?
Happy
Guys, you're making my heart beat really fast. Stop.
All right. Enough with holidays. Right now it's only October 3rd. Okay.
Why?
All right. Now that we talked about weekends, we're gonna get back on track. Okay. Okay, so I handed you guys out a piece of paper that they're gonna be our notes. So you guys need calculator, pencil, everyone looks like they're good. Do you need a calculator, Jared? Do you wanna get Billy one too? You have a calculator? Good? Okay, yes, Owen.
Apparently, I don't have a pencil anymore. I think this one was in
Do you
mine.
need a pencil?
Yeah, apparently.
You can borrow this one, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go over a couple things, guys, before we start the notes. So, we're talking about something new today. It's called absolute values. Does that ring a bell? Has anybody heard of an absolute value before?
I have,
You have?
is that the absolute value?
Yeah, so that's the sign
Okay,
for it, but
so-
we're kind of looking for the definition first. So we're gonna talk about absolute value.
Okay, so no.
Does not ring a bell. The sign looks familiar, right?
That up there, the question.
That's an absolute value sign. Okay. So, an absolute value, guys, right now this problem is showing X in the middle. Hello, are you joining us today?
You know where Miss Noel is?
She's back here.
Oh, wow.
How are you?
Hello, everybody. Hello, good to see you.
Alright, so absolute value. What is this?
What was that person's name?
That's Dr. Bassich.
Bassage?
Yeah. Mr. Dr. B, yep.
Doctor or
How
Mr.?
is he a doctor? Why are you guys calling him doctor?
Alright.
That man ain't no doctor.
Back on track, back on track. Okay, so we're talking about absolute value, and there's an absolute value sign. What absolute value means is that anything inside that sign, we're trying to get it to not be a negative. Okay? So we're trying to solve for what's inside the sign with it's a real number that we're trying to get to not be a negative. Okay? So we're gonna put the inside is equal. You guys can write this down. This is gonna be at the top. So you can write in absolute value and this sign.
Wait.
So where it says notes, examples, put absolute value in the sign. So right here, what our first line is up there. So right here you can put absolute value in the sign, what we put up there on the board. Okay,
What about the B? Where's the B?
we're gonna wait on this for a second. So absolute value and the sign is the first, you can fill that in first, okay? So we need to set the inside equal to both the positive and negative numbers from the other side to the equation. That's the second part of your notes right there. So we're talking about absolute value is the one thing, and then the word isolation or isolated. What do you guys think isolated means? Isolated. I feel like this one should be familiar. What do you think it means? Isolated. If you want to be isolated from other people,
Means like put in another room by yourself because you don't want to listen.
yes, you want to be by yourself. So isolated is by itself, okay? So where it says, make sure the absolute value, the next line,
Wait, where did you put this?
you're just going to fill in this blank here at the bottom, which is isolated.
Where?
It's that second
Next
line.
line, the next part, and it says make sure that absolute value expressions of numbers is, and then put the words that's up there.
Wait, bro.
You see that second line? Make sure that the absolute value expression is isolated.
Call
But where was I supposed to put this thing at?
Oh, right up here. This line. Got it, got it.
Well,
Good.
not just fucking split them.
Cool. Good, good.
Good.
Wait, no, I'm not gonna go gracious.
Improvise, working?
No.
You're worth a shot though. I'll give you $100.
Alright, like we said, so then you set the inside equal to both the positive and negative numbers from the other side of the equation, okay? Then that third line is going to be solve, is what you're filling in. Solve both equations.
Where? Oh,
Oh,
Third
Jared.
one. Come on, Jared.
what about the second one?
This one is isolated. Good. And that's solve, yep.
Me too. Get in.
Got it? Do you know where you're filling it in?
No, I don't wanna do it.
So, this is going to be absolute value and the sign, and this is gonna say isolated, and then this one is going to be solved. Alright guys, and then the last line that we need to fill in, it says, write
Your answer as a.
your, and then this is gonna be your bank solution set. And it's going to say x equals
Wait, which one? There's a blank is the solution and.
solution set is that last blank that we need to fill in. Everyone got it?
What about
Except for the-
You could just leave it, that's just showing you the example of how we're gonna set up the solutions. Good to go?
I woke up 4 minutes ago.
Nice jacket.
Thank you.
You look
Alright.
like a professor.
Do I? I don't know if I wanna look like a professor. Okay, so these are some of our definitions that you guys have filled in. So main things I want you to focus on are absolute value and isolation, okay? So we're gonna look at this first problem. And this one's really easy. Okay? I'm telling you, it's very easy. I'm not gonna try to confuse you, okay? So we're gonna take this x, we're gonna drop it out of 1. This might be very much off. How do I
Is it bad?
Yeah. We're gonna reset it for a second. But when you have an absolute value and there's nothing to solve with that absolute value, we're just gonna drop that x down, okay?
Just go ahead and hit the targets.
Why do you guys go so slow and why don't you just tap it really fast?
What do you mean?
Like,
Okay. So, there's nothing to solve here, so we're just dropping this x down. X equals 2. And what we do with 1, when we were doing it in Mr. Dingman's class, he likes to call there's a positive side and then there's a negative side. So this is our positive, and then x can also be set to -2. So that's it. Those are your 2 possible answers for this problem right here.
This looks hard, just not even trying to do it.
This is probably the easiest thing we're gonna do all
Where did
year.
you get -2 at?
Because when it's in an absolute value, it can be either +2 or -2.
So if it's just x equals 4,
Then there's nothing that we need to do for that problem.
it needs
Because
to
it's,
do x equals 4, x equals -4.
well, no, if you had a problem that was set up like this, x equals 4, there's nothing to solve for, but we're not gonna deal with a problem like that.
Put that one
No, I promise, we're not gonna deal with a problem like this, okay?
So Miss M,
Yeah,
but like those lines are like blocking the x. Like that +2 becomes a negative.
it can be a +2 or a -2. We'll do a bunch of problems to make sense of it, okay?
So it's just
So- X equals 2 or x equals -2. So these are the possibilities. You have to put it in this bracket,
I think
which is -2 and 2. So everybody needs to put, that's how you show your final answer. that x can equal -2 or +2?
So confusing, but whatever.
We'll go through some more
I'm
problems.
so
It's not hard.
I see it perfect.
to you.
These are just rules, guys. You don't have to overthink it. It's just a rule. Okay? Alright, does everyone have it down?
Yes, I do.
That was from last week.
Okay.
Wait, where's number 2?
So we're gonna do 3. What we're gonna do together, we're gonna do the odd problems, and then you guys are gonna do the evens on your own. Okay? So, first step, we have to drop this out of the absolute value sign. So we're gonna have 5z equals 40. This is our positive side, and then we're gonna show the negative side, which would be 5z equals -40. So just like the first problem, it was either a positive or a negative. It's either, even with this, with different numbers, it's gonna be a positive or a negative. This is going to stay the same. Does that make sense?
What about number 2?
So we still have to solve this. We're doing the odd numbers together, then you guys are gonna do the evens on your own.
Yeah, to make us confused.
Okay, so number 3. So now we're just solving an equation. What are we gonna do with this equation? What do you guys think? Divide what?
5.
We're gonna divide 5 because we wanna get z by itself, right? So with your calculators, what is 40 divided by 5?
8.
8? You didn't need a calculator, that was good.
I was trying, I would have.
8, yeah.
8?
So it's 5.
Okay, so this is a possible answer. And that's our positive example. Now we're going to the negative side. So what do we do over here to solve this? Someone else answer. What do we think? Someone over here. It's the same thing that we did on the other side. What are we doing over here? What do you think,
I don't know,
Billy?
I'm completely confused.
Billy, how do we get this z by itself?
Divide it
Divide what?
By
by
5.
5.
Good.
It'll be negative.
So z equals, what is -40 divided by 5? What do you think, Cam? Do you have a calculator? -40 divided by 5. -8, right? So similar, but this is a positive and this is a negative. Okay, so if we are writing our brackets, what would it be?
8 is 8.
Positive and negative.
It would be both of those numbers, but it has to be what first?
-8.
-8 and then 8. That's it. Simple, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, we're gonna do couple more. You guys all have it down, you wrote your brackets.
And then after lunch we'll do it.
We'll see.
Right.
Alright. Next one, number 5. So we have d plus 1 equals 8. Alright, now we're gonna talk about this isolation because it's gonna look a little bit different. Is this absolute value sign isolated? Is it by itself?
No.
Is there anything outside this right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
What do you think's outside it?
The 8.
Yeah, but that's on the other side of the equal sign.
So no.
So it's another.
So no, there's nothing else that is outside of this absolute value. So yes, it is by itself. It is isolated. So we can just drop this down, right? D plus 1 equals 8. That's our positive. What is our negative?
T plus
1
equals -8.
Equals -8. Okay, now we need to solve them. How do we solve this equation? What do you think, Josh?
Well, subtract or
Yeah?
oh, subtract
Good, you subtract the 1 on both sides, so you're left with what?
7.
D equals 7. Alright, what do we think over here? What do you think? Owen, what do I do on this one?
-1.
-1 on both sides?
Yeah.
So I'm left with what?
D equals -8. No, not
Oh,
-9.
-7.
Yeah, -9.
Wait, I thought we were subtracting.
Yeah, but plug it in your calculator. -8 minus 1 is
What is it?
-8 minus 1 is
Okay.
-9, right? Okay.
Huh?
So this is a little bit different, right? Because they're not the same numbers. So how do we write this in our brackets?
So -9 and
Yep.
7.
Good. Make sure that negative numbers first. -9 and 7. See it? Got it, got it. Good.
So we're gonna do after this.
What'd you
After
say?
what we're gonna do after like we do the odds and also we finish the evens.
We're gonna do a bunch of problems together.
We're doing the evens on
But yeah, no, I'm saying what we're gonna do after that.
We'll get there when we get there. How does that sound? Good? Okay. Everyone have it down? Good? Okay. Number 7. Is this absolute value sign by itself?
No.
Is it isolated?
No.
Alright, Owen says no, Martin says yes. Why do you say no, Owen?
Because 4 at right there.
Okay, why do you say yes, it is by itself, Martin?
Because this is 34, which is y prime, like right next to it. The sign, so there's 11 by it.
Okay, so I like what you guys are thinking, but when we're talking about the absolute value, we're just talking about what's inside these two lines. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what's on this other side right
Yeah,
now.
I know, but I was trying
Is
to.
this absolute value sign by itself?
No.
Yes, it is. Because there's not another number outside of it, right? This would be, if it said this,
Then,
then it would not be by itself. But because there's nothing else outside of it right now, it is by itself. Okay? So when it's by itself, we can just drop it down, right? 4n plus 2 equals 34. That's our positive. What's our negative equation?
4n plus 2 equals -34.
Good. Alright, Jared, wanna help me solve this? Yeah, you do. Alright, what's our first step that we need to do here?
Divide.
We're not gonna divide yet, we're gonna get there. I wanna get this 2 over to this side.
I don't know.
If this is a positive 2, I wanna do the opposite, which is
Minus.
-2 on both sides. So you're left with 4n equals, what's 34 minus 2?
32.
32. Alright, Jared, now, what do I do? What you said the first time.
You divide.
Divide, what do we wanna divide? We wanna get n by itself, so what do we divide it?
4 divided by 32.
Good. So n equals, who can plug in their calculator, 32 divided by 4? You got it, Owen?
Turn
Eight.
it! Turn it fast.
Well, I just already got in my head, so.
Alright. Connor, help me solve this one over here. What am I gonna do first?
Take, opposite plus -2 or just.
Okay, so we're left with 4n. What is negative 34?
36.
Good. Minus 2 is negative 36.
I'm double checking these answers.
And then what, Connor?
Divide it 4 or just 4. And number 4. I didn't get that far yet.
I'll wait till someone wants to tell me.
Negative 9.
Negative 9.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you put 36 there?
Because what is negative 34 minus 2?
36.
Is negative 36. So what do I write first with my bracket?
Negative 9.
Negative 9 and then 8, right?
Yeah.
Alright, we're done.
Doesn't it? So I think the first one, even though the first one is the simplest, problem that we were gonna do was kind of confusing, right? This is pretty easy. Once you guys decide if the absolute value is by itself, all you have to do is drop it down. Everyone has it?
Yeah, I got it.
Got it?
What time is it?
Time to get watch.
10:59.
Alright,
Might watch it.
what do you guys have, 2 minutes left till the bell rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I might watch it from 11 o'clock.
Alright, you guys can have the last 2 minutes, keep your stuff where it's at. We're gonna do a couple more problems when we come back together, okay? Before you're gonna work on it by yourself. Sound good? Whoa, we don't need to get our seats.
I was trying to put on my sweater.
No. Sit down there's 2 minutes. Hang out.
Go, bro. Don't get the table.
I'm so tired today.
We don't get tired of it.
Thank you.
But you do. How was your